Well, as News 12 has been telling you, the U.S. Supreme Court today upheld the heart of President Barack Obama's health care overhaul. In fact, conservative Chief Justice John Roberts writing the decision which says most Americans can be required to have health insurance or pay a penalty. Well, joining us right now on the phone, Seaford Congressman Peter King. Congressman, welcome to News 12. What is your reaction on this? It's still a bit confusing to some when you look at it from a political angle because it's a conservative justice saying, yes, we should have this. President Obama based it on what Mitt Romney did in Massachusetts, and now Mitt Romney says that's bad law. You say what?
Yeah, Carol, I strongly disagree with the decision, and I was actually surprised for several reasons. One is that Justice Roberts wrote the majority opinion. We felt that if any of the Republican-appointed judges would have done that, it was Justice Kennedy, but he didn't. Also, the court did say that it's unconstitutional under the Commerce Clause, and I thought that would have brought it down, but they say it's constitutional under the power to tax. I don't think anyone was expecting that. You go through all of the predictions. I don't think anyone said that it would be constitutional because of the taxing provision. Everybody thought it would be under the Commerce Clause. So, bottom line is, it has been declared constitutional. I still I disagree with the decision. I still disagree with the law. So it's going to be now an effort to repeal the law and replace it with incremental provisions, for instance, on pre-existing conditions, on being able to take your insurance from one job to another.
Congressman, Michelle Bachmann already said that if Obamacare is allowed to go through, that America is going to end up in the same economic condition as Greece. And she said that that has essentially got to be the rallying cry of the Republican presidential race now.
Well, I would certainly say that it's going to be damaging to the economy. I know any number of small businesses have told me that it's going to be put just exorbitant costs on them. Also, this is now going to be, in effect, a $500 billion tax increase because the court said this is a tax, these penalties that can be imposed. And also, there's been a $500 billion cut in Medicare because of this. And I just think the burden it's going to put on business as they're trying to come out of recession is going to hinder job creation. It is going to be damaging. And we have to, and also I think, people are going to say, well, this is politics. I think this is important to have this fought out in the presidential campaign. That's where it really should be decided, not necessarily in the courts. It'll be before the American people. And in effect, this year's election will be a referendum on Obamacare.
All right, Congressman Pete King, always great to hear from you.
Carol, thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, we're going to have more on the landmark health.
Joining us on the phone, we have Congressman Peter King.
Sir, you were against this bill. What's your reaction?
I strongly disagree with the decision, but that is the decision. Justice Roberts is the Chief Justice, and I'm not. I was really surprised by it because basically he did say that it was unconstitutional under the Commerce Clause, which I thought would have decided the entire case, but that it is constitutional under the power to tax. So basically he said this is a tax, and that made it constitutional. But President Obama had been saying from the start that it's not a tax. But again, what's going to happen now is I believe we should still believe we should repeal the law and adopt incremental sections, like, for instance, providing coverage of people with pre-existing conditions, allow people to take their insurance from one job to another. But again, that really can't be done effectively until after the election, depending on who wins.
And as you just brought it up, looking down the road with the election, what type of political impact do you think this has for either man?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a definite issue in the campaign. And I think it's too early to tell, except right now, I can give you, I've seen polls on Long Island in districts that President Obama carried 4 years ago, where by 2-1, people want the law repealed. So how this plays out between now and Election Day, I think it's a good national debate to have. I think this is the type of political issue that should be debated so that whoever wins the election, I hope it's Governor Romney, and whichever party takes over that keeps the Congress, I hope it's the Republicans, that next January there will be authority to repeal it. And if we don't make it, so be it. But I think this is a vital issue. I'm going to fight as hard as I can to show my opposition to the health care law and to replace it with a new one.
One thing about Supreme Court justices, you can never judge what a judge will judge, right, Congressman King?
Yeah, nobody expected it to be Justice Roberts. They did feel if one of the quote-unquote Republican-appointed judges would do this, it would be Justice Kennedy, and they thought it would be on the Commerce Clause, not on the power to tax. So life is full of surprises, especially when you're dealing with the Supreme Court.
There you go. All right, Congressman Peter King, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much, Ken. Thank you, Lori.
You bet. And stay with Channel 7 online at ABC.